We're going to be doing a breakdown for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson and how the fight's going to look. We'll be looking at the keys to victory for these fighters, as well as taking into account circumstances going into the fight and making a detailed prediction on this match coming up. Anyways, let's get into the video. So I don't mean to be that guy, and there's plenty of people hating on this fight already, and I mean, they definitely have their reasons to be, but we do need to talk about circumstances going into this fight because it was rescheduled after Mike suffered a medical issue on an airliner a couple months ago. Remember, this fight was originally scheduled for July, and now it has been delayed to November. Now, Mike is older, but that doesn't mean he's not dangerous. Mike is probably the most dangerous 58-year-old on the planet. For me, it's not so much the age of Mike that is going to be a big factor. It's the inactivity as well. And like I said, probably the most dangerous 58-year-old on the planet, considering the training clips that we've seen. But out of those training clips, which is really all we have to look at Mike Tyson and how he's looking right now, most of these clips are only, a couple seconds long, where he'll throw a combo, a couple body shots, come up to the head, and he looks powerful and he looks dangerous. But like I said, anybody can look good being clipped on pads. And a lot of people, and you can think Jake Paul's a clown, which, that's up to, your opinion, but he is a young 27-year-old professional boxer who is active, and that is, like I said, my biggest thing for this fight. He fights 3 times a year. This will be his third this year. He fought 3 times last year, and Jake also has the height and reach advantage. Now, it wouldn't be an issue for a 20-year-old Mike Tyson. He was often the smaller fighter, but he relied heavily on his quick twitch ability and his insane knockout power. And Mike can be older, but we can assume he's definitely going to fight the same. He did have an exhibition with Roy Jones a couple years ago, but that is not the version of Mike Tyson that I think we're going to see. I mean, he was, pretty respectful and pretty gentle towards Roy Jones. It didn't really seem like they were really trying to hurt each other in that fight. Also, his coaches did come out and say that he is a lot better now than he was going into that Roy Jones fight 4 years ago, but that could just be his coaches hyping him up, so I don't know about that. But we can definitely assume that we're going to see Mike pressuring, and he's going to be throwing combos in bursts, and he's going to try to pressure efficiently and not just empty his gas and just go balls to the walls, throwing crazy shit out there. So if I were to give a message to Jake, I would just tell him, be ready to weather the storm. For Paul, I know he definitely has put on weight for this fight because it is a heavyweight fight. I don't want to see any fat weight gained. I don't want to see any muscle weighing him down. He needs to put on muscle and be big and strong, but he also needs to be able to be light on his feet and be able to move and, bounce in and out and be able to circle around the ring, which is going to be a big factor because Mike, out of the two of them, I know Jake can hit hard, but he cannot hit as hard as Mike Tyson because you can be old and, your chin might not be the same, you might not be as quick twitch, but power is definitely the last thing to go. It's, something that you learn watching a lot of MMA. Power is the last thing to go, and Jake isn't going to want to, sit down in the pocket with Mike Tyson, so he's definitely not going to be wanting to hold on to any extra, fatty weight or any muscle that's weighing him down. And the key to win this fight for Jake Paul is the jab and being on the back foot early, but in some instances being able to stand his ground. So if Mike gets too comfortable with just walking him down and pushing him down, Jake needs to be able to pull back, throw a hard punch, hit Mike, and clinch right away. So like I said, you're not going to want to trade in the pocket with Mike, but what you can do is you can use your jab, use your lead left hook to kind of keep him out at bay, and then when Mike eventually does crash and sort of block or try to roll with some punches, land a hard one of your own, and then engage in that clinch. So yeah, I would just say a lot of work with Jake's left hand early, and I would also invest in the body because Mike is, like I said, I don't want to repeat this the whole video, he's 58. So being older, that means he's going to tire quicker. So you can tire him out quicker, definitely, by working the body. So I would definitely be shooting the jab right away. Once, you find a home for that, definitely mix in the left hook. Behind that left hook you can shoot, I would just go with straight rights down to the body. Mainly stay away from big looping hooks early for Jake Paul. A lot of hard, straight shots down the pipe. Like I said, the only hook that I would really work is the lead left, but you can follow behind the lead left with, a hard right hand. It's not like throwing a big looping overhand right, because if you miss with a big looping overhand right, then you leave yourself open because, you're off balance, you're open, you have to roll out, and then you have to pick your hands back up, and you haven't really moved at all. Whereas, when you're throwing a looping left hook, you can do that from distance, and, you can cover a lot of ground with that and still keep yourself safe. Now, assuming that Jake does follow this game plan, he's touching him with the jab, finding the left hook, shooting the straight right hand down the body, Mike is going to be doing his peekaboo, bouncing in and out, throwing his combinations. Jake's going to be circling. Once he times that jab, I think the next thing he should time is Mike's dip, because Mike will dip and then he'll throw his shot after. Now, on that dip, I think Jake should look to throw the jab, whereas Mike slips to the outside, and then Jake comes up with an uppercut straight down or straight up into Mike's face. So I think that right there is the KO blow that Jake could land in this fight. And that's the shot that I think he's going to try to set up, that right hand uppercut off of his jab. Or he could do it off of a left hook. Now, if you're Mike, you don't want this fight to go past 3 rounds. You want to get him out of there, and you want to get him out of there early, make a statement. And that is a tall task, I think, for Mike, considering he's, got the big gloves. When you're older, 58, you don't have the same quick twitch ability for this, nearly the same amount of time, or just the ability in general to be able to fight the way that he used to fight. And also, his chin isn't the same. So what's going to happen when his head's getting pinged back and forth with the jab? So hopefully his chin, isn't going to be completely degraded or completely gone. But if, he can bite down on that mouthpiece, really move forward. And the big key for Mike, he has to cut off the ring. I'll tell you right now, if Mike cuts off the ring and he's able to get off a couple combinations, he can always work the body, bang, 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 come up with the right hand, rock Jake, and put him out cold. If he does not cut off the ring, I promise you, Jake will just circle around, touch him with the jab, and eventually put him out after Mike tires out. So Mike needs to cut off the ring. He needs to unload vicious power shots to Jake's body early, come up, land shots to the head. He can just work the guard. He can just hit him really hard in the arms after. But eventually, he's going to break through and he's going to land, a KO blow if that's, the approach that he takes. And that's, in my opinion, the only approach that Mike should take to win this fight. And I don't want to see Mike throw a combo and just stand there, wait, and then, potentially throw another combo a couple seconds later, because I could see Jake trying to, move a little bit, and then after Mike throws his combo, shoot a combination right back at Mike, because, sometimes after you throw your combo, you're a little tired, you don't bring your hands up as quickly, and I could see Jake looking to throw right after Mike throws. So I wouldn't mind seeing Mike pressure, cut off the ring, throw his combination, and immediately dive into a clinch and try to rough it up with him. I don't want to see Mike the cleaner this match is, let me just say it this way, the cleaner and more technical it is, the more it favors Jake, because Jake is the younger, longer, and younger man, and more technical at this point. Now, with all of that being said, it is time to give my prediction, and I just feel like there's a lot more things that are in favor of Jake Paul to win this fight. Like I said, I could see Mike, hurting Jake maybe a little bit at some points in this fight, but usually when you come up in weight as well, As long as, he bulks correctly, it means your chin and, your ability to take shots improves even more. And Jake has never really even been hurt. And he's fought guys who can, punch hard before. No vicious combination puncher like Mike Tyson, but this isn't, 20-year-old Mike Tyson. This is 58-year-old Mike Tyson that we're talking about here. So, like I said, I think Jake is going to be able to move well early. I think he's going to find the jab, shoot right hands to the body, maybe work the lead left hook, and I think he's going to put Mike Tyson out with an uppercut in either the 4th or the 5th round. Jake isn't coming in here to play nice and have some light exhibition boxing match like Tyson did with Roy Jones. I think Jake is going to want to put on a statement, and he's going to want to get Mike out of there. I'll tell you what, though, let's not clown on Jake, because if Mike pulls this off, if Mike knocks out Jake Paul, not only would the internet celebrate and love Mike Tyson forever, he is already beloved, but, everybody, or most people, I definitely believe, would be so happy to see Mike not only get a win, but against a guy like Jake Paul, who a lot of people really, really dislike. And Jake, he's not some, cruiserweight world champion or anything, but he's a solid young professional boxer. And for a nearly 60-year-old to go in there, and if he gets a knockout win, that would be extremely impressive. And I definitely think that could even benefit Mike's legacy looking back on it, saying, wow, he was able to even compete with young boxers at 60 years old and win. But like I said, I think that's too tall of a task to ask out of Mike Tyson. But those are my thoughts, and that's my breakdown on this fight. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.